We have in the house an executive director, Startup Plus, Adeleke David, Adekunle, who is setting up a conference on the challenges with funding startup ideas. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you very much.
Now, just like we said, for an entrepreneur to start, I would like to know this. What should be the first idea, the capital or the idea?
For any entrepreneur, the most important thing, like we always teach, is the idea. Well, capital is not the most important thing. It is important, but it is not the most important thing in any business. So the idea should come before the capital, because you have the capital, it's not going to do anything if it's just there. So you need an idea, first of all, and then when that idea has been developed to a certain level, then capital can come in to meet up with it.
So this now brings us to the issue of the challenges. Funding and all that. We know of the interest rates. It's not even encouraging for SMEs. Now, looking at this conference, I see ways of making it easy for young people who want to get into the entrepreneurship scheme. Now, give us an insight into what you intend to achieve.
All right. Okay. Now, the intent of the conference is simple. There are two key things. The first is to teach entrepreneurs how to develop fundable startups. Now, by fundable, we mean that not every startup can be funded. Now, because when you have an investor who is looking at your business, what the investor is looking at is how will they be able to share in the profitability of this business. So for any business to be fundable, it must be profitable. So it means first that we must teach these entrepreneurs the fundamentals of building a business that can be profitable. And then beyond that, we can now take them forward to see, okay, where do you get these funds from? Where do you turn? So that's the whole idea behind this conference. Those are the two key things that we're going to be working on.
It's important we focus on this funding thing. I'm still interested because I know of the Bank of Industry, Bank of Agriculture, some microfinance banks that encourage young entrepreneurs like this. Now, tell us, how has it been? Some that you've trained before now, what has the experience? How has it been like? What have they had to say? What are their stories?
All right. For many of the businesses that we've worked with before now, one of the key things that we've had to mainly do with them is to work on the first phase, which is getting the business to become profitable. Most of them don't even have a business model. They're just trading, the basic idea. So first of all, many of them need to get the business model right. And in a global economic crisis like this, you can bet it that most business models are being tried and tested. So a lot of startups, even in this time, really need to overhaul, probably, or reform their business model. And the business model simply says this is how this business will run profitably, regardless of what may come up. So within the business model, you have the revenue model. That is how the business will make money. And then you have some other mitigation models. How will you overcome crisis when it comes and other things? So the business model is a very, very fundamental part of any business. And that is one of the key things that we have tried to work on entrepreneurs for. Because at the end of the day, you don't want to put the life of your business in the hands of an investor. The life of that business should be with you as an entrepreneur, meaning that an investor should only come and add his quota to the success of the business, not necessarily hold the life of the business up and say, okay, it's going to survive because of me.
On a final note, young Nigerians now, they will be interested in this, definitely looking at even the economic downturn, laying off of staffs and all that. What would be your straight advice to them?
All right. My advice for young entrepreneurs is this. If you have a business idea, you must start by incubating that idea well enough. And by incubation, I mean form this idea. We say ideas are waves. Anybody can catch it. So you have this idea, someone else has the same idea. If you bring your idea forward, what makes it different from another person's idea? Now, two ideas can be the same, but they can be different. So you need to sit well and form this idea into something interesting, something that when you talk about it, people want to jump at it. And we call that an elevator pitch. So you need to come to the point where you must be able to put together an elevator pitch that sells, something that will tickle the person who hears it. When you have done that, then you can move on to the level of activating it. That's where you launch your idea. So I need to let entrepreneurs know that the very, very fundamental thing in your business is for you to build it into something that will be interesting to anyone who hears it, to buy or to invest.
Adeleke David Adekunle, Executive Director, Startup Plus. Thanks for speaking to us on TVC News.
Thank you so much.